Hi, RC friends. Well, we made it through another school year, and I just wanted to say hi and give an update on where we are. I hope your year went well. Of course, it's still going because we do RC like more purely during the summer than we do during our CC year. So I'm just going to talk through where we are and how our year went and what I learned, what went well and what didn't. And so let's start with where we are right now. As of right now, 3 kids. They're in 2nd, 4th, and 6th grade this year, and they're all on the RC program now. That means when I say, get up, it's time to do school, go start your school. They know what that means. That means you get your own math book, you do your own lesson, you check it, you correct it, you turn it over, you do your writing, and then you read. So that was 6 years getting everybody on that program. The firstborn was really easy because at the time he was all I was working on, right? I was just chasing the 2 little ones around when he started the Saxon 5-4 at age 6.5. So he's been pretty, firstborn, point and shoot, just go do the right thing from the beginning. And then the girl took 2 or 3 tries to get her going on the 5-4, and she's in 6-5 now, and she's 10. And then my youngest turned 8 in January, and we started 5-4, like for real this time, where really you're going to do the whole lesson by yourself. I'm not going to rewrite the clock problems anymore. No manual, intervention on my part. Just do the lesson, and so he understands that understands that now. And about twice a week, I get from him, "Mom, this problem is impossible." And so I told him this morning, I have noticed a pattern. Every time you say the problem is impossible, it turns out to be a very simple problem. and so, yes, I've learned Dr. Robinson is absolutely correct. Do not help them. Do not help them. Okay, I mean, by don't helping them, I mean don't tell them the answer, obviously. Don't tell them how to do it. If I do have to get involved, and my girl is a talker. Talk. I'm like, you just have to talk the whole time you're doing math, don't you? Okay, fine. Just talk. Okay. But if she gets stuck, she does like me to be nearby. So that's fine. I can be nearby. But she does not like me to tell this long big story on how to work the problem. Nobody likes that. I don't like that, telling me how to do something. Okay, but, and I'll tell her, okay, you're asking for help. You are really, really asking me for help. But you're not going to like it when I start telling you all this stuff, right? So I do it more asking questions. I just, ask the next question to get them to see where to go, the right direction. And I had to draw some pies this morning about common denominators. And like, we're talking about fourths of pies, but if you add the denominators together, you just made that quarter piece of pie a 12th. And that's not what we want. We don't want slivers of pie. And I told her, see, that's a big long explanation that you didn't really want, but you insisted that I help you. Okay, but yes, when I do help, I only ask questions and get them to go in the right direction, but that is very minimal, especially the little guy with the impossible problems. I can ask him one question and he's like, oh, yeah, that's easy, Mom. Yeah, so that's cool. And then I laugh like, so, but you said it was impossible, right? John Saxon worked really hard he taught you all these lessons, and then he put in an impossible problem, right? Just for you. Okay, so that is my silly life, watching kids work math problems. Math, reading, writing, that's pretty good. Okay, now as far as our CC year went, during the CC year, for the 4th and 6th graders, they're writing. I don't have them do the writing or the copy work every day because 4th through 6th grade we do Essentials of the English Language, so they're learning to write, take information that's already in existence and read it and make a keyword outline, and then rewrite it in their own words, and then dress it up, structure and style, you know, ly adverbs, and put in dual adjectives and all this stuff to dress it up and make it not plain and boring. So that is their writing during the CC year. But then when that's over, we go back to just copy work. So what else during the CC year? I got in trouble in the spring, early spring of our CC year, because I tutored a class of foundations of all 6th graders. 9 of them, one of them's 9. They're all awesome, and their moms are like amazing. And I realized I would go to class, and every week these kids bring it, that they present. They do a presentation. Now, my kids, since I'm an RC mom, you know, that's not on my list really of things to do, and if it is something that needs to be done, well, you go do it, right? So they've always done their own presentations, and they're in other people's classes, and I don't even really know what they are, except for other moms give me feedback. Oh, that was cute, or that was good, or that was, you know, he needs to speak up and stuff like that. But I'm all of a sudden this year, last year, when they were 5th graders, I was just amazed at the quality of the presentations. And so this year it was just phenomenal as well. And so I got to thinking, well, all these other kids give presentations like professional scientists. Maybe my kids should give presentations like professional scientists, you know? Maybe we should study something a little more difficult and present on that, or practice your presentation more, or whatever. So let's just add, you know, by Thursday I want your topic, and by Friday I want you to prepare it, and then I want you to practice it on Monday, and practice it again on Tuesday, and then present it in community on Wednesday, right? So that's just adding 5 to 10 minutes a day. And then, oh, let's do this. I want you to do better at this. So add this for 5 to 10 minutes a day, and then add this for 5 to, it's Memory Master, and you're 90% there, and this is a good use of your time. You should go ahead and finish well and just officially memorize all this material and recite it back to us and be Memory Master for the year. So that's another 5 to 10 minutes a day, and all these things, which is fine, and they are good things. And other people are somehow managing to do them, and I don't know how. But I realized, I have my list of things, the math, writing, and reading, that I think are important and that I want done. And then trying to add like 3 or 4 5-minute things per day, per kid, is like, okay, it took me a while to realize this is too much. I'm out of my game. What's my game? What's my game? My game, what's important to me, math, writing, reading. Anything else is extra and bonus, and there are things that are extra and bonus that I think are very important for us, and I need to work those in. But I really, all those little extra 5-minute things, I really need to guard against. I think we all need to guard against that. No matter who we're hanging around, we're always going to be tempted to compare. I was comparing my kids to other people's kids, and I was comparing myself as a homeschool mom to all my friends who are phenomenal, and I can't keep up, and I don't need to keep up. Maybe I should keep up, but I need to think about it. In areas that I do need to keep up, well, then step it up. But if I don't, really look at that time, because it's important to me to get the important work done and then back off, because you need to play. You need to go out and run around the yard for 4 hours, trampoline, chase the rabbits, I don't know, just play. Whatever you want to do, you go be a kid now, because you did your work and you did what I wanted, and that's my game. So I have to work, and I have to be conscious that I have a tendency to do that. The good thing is it took me like 3/4 of the year before I fell into that trap, so that's good, right? What else did I learn? That might be it. Oh, let's see. Yeah, I can't think of anything else important. See, it just turned out to be a good kind of quiet time where I can come make a video and talk to you guys, but don't really have anything super important to say. So if I do, I will make another video. So thanks for watching. I hope your year went well. This is where I start to wrap it up and I start talking again for 15 minutes. Sorry. Next year, I am going to be directing Challenge A for Classical Conversations, and that is a new animal. And I'm excited about that. I did 4 years as a foundations tutor, and what was cool about that, I mean, when you start out, when I started my first year as a tutor, I had the little, like 5 and 6 year olds. And there's no pressure because they're young and they're going to see this exact same material when they repeat this cycle in 3 years, right? So that was fun. But it turns out they do learn the material when they're 5 or 6 and they hear it for the first time. But it takes the pressure off of you as a tutor. And then the next year, they gave me a little older kids. And then the next year, I shared the 5th graders with another tutor. And then this year, I'm like senior tutor on board. And I got all the 6th graders. And so I'm presenting the exact same material that I did 3 or 4 years ago. But this time, they're not 5 and 6 years old. They're 12. And it's getting really fun. So in the beginning, years ago, you do your little science experiment every week. And just to demonstrate the scientific method, right? Every week, just to drill the scientific method, you do a little experiment. And you learn cool things, just by chance on the way. And but now you do your little 10-minute experiment and you can talk about it. You can talk about it. You have 20 minutes left. You can actually ask questions and they can discuss it and they can answer them and you can see the light bulbs going off and that's the same thing as this. I'm like, yes, this is getting fun now. So I get to take this same group of 6th graders into 7th grade challenge class next year, and so my summer is going to be spent learning what I'm going to present in class. And still next year it's going to be more discussion where I'm not teaching anything. I'm drawing out what's there and they're talking to each other and they're having conversations. So I'm excited about that. And still, I've got my RC baseline. Oh, that's another thing this spring. I knew it would come back to me. I freaked out because, oh no, where are they learning their good character? I mean, of course, books we read. I'm trying to keep up on the books. And then, of course, we model it for them. We try to model good character qualities and all that. But I did freak out a little bit and thought, oh no, where officially, formally, am I getting a good, steady input of all this? So I went back to my McGuffey readers. And so everybody does their math and they do their writing and they go read their lesson in McGuffey. And if you give me a hard time about it, I'm going to have you write the answers to the questions at the end in cursive in a complete sentence. So, and every once in a while, I'll pick up the book and I will read today's McGuffey lesson to you as a read aloud. And immediately I'm convicted because it starts out with a rule. When you're reading a book, sit up straight. I'm like, oh, fabulous. Okay. Well, what would happen if I read them all? I might sit up straight. Okay, so yeah, that's what I learned. Don't get out of my game. Keep my eye on what's important for me and my family. Second, yes, the RC book list. I'm going back to the RC book list. I mean, when they were little kids, it was easy. They just read tons of books, and I had to go off list to get extra books, by the same authors because they liked The Tale of Jolly Robin and they liked Tom Swift and they just ate those up. But now I want to get into the, let's get some, real historical information here. I read a Henty book, like Wolf the Saxon, a year or 2 ago to them, and that was long, long and painful. And my kids are going, we don't like G.A. Henty. But, and then my oldest read For the Temple. But this year, Cece's out, like, okay, it's an end to the fun books. Give me the Lego magazines. That's not what we're reading anymore. And I gave him, I'm like looking through my bookshelves going, what do I have? Ernest Shackelford. So I had him read that for a few days. And today he's like, Mom, can I read a Henty book? And I'm like, well, I guess if you have to. So I forgot which one I gave him. And we have a few, so I need to get on that. I need to get back to the RC list. Sometimes I try and find corresponding books, like Henty-wise, to relate to what we're studying in CC at the time, but that just gets too complicated, and I need to go back and stick to the RC list because I think they get their character development from that, and there's historical value in those books as well once we get off of the, you know, Tale of Jolly Robin stuff. But that taught them to read, so that was awesome too. And this spring, kids are out in the yard, they found some deer antlers, and I thought, well, you know, I'm gonna be looking up on the internet to figure this out. But no, my little girl, she read like the adventures of Lightfoot the deer. That's what it was. So she knew all about deer antlers, and they get fuzzy, and then the deer scrapes off the fuzz, and then the deer's very uncomfortable with the antlers like that. Okay, and that was way off topic, but not really. I mean, because look what she learned, and I didn't even know she learned it, and that was a long time ago from a book, just another book that she read. And I guess the last thing I've learned is every 3 months or so, I just need to go ahead and order another bookshelf. Because I get in spurts where I print books, and then spurts like the past year and a half where I don't. And if it's $3.50 on AbeBooks, I'll buy it. Yeah, that's nice. That's fun because you can just hear the title of a good book, order it, and it'll just show up in a week or two and be a nice surprise in the mailbox. Okay, I have rambled on for a lot about not much. Stay in your game. Don't compare yourself to anybody. God made you and gave you your kids, and everybody's different. And it's not different like we need an excuse to be this way, but different like you are made differently for a reason. And that comes out really cool when you have a group of, it's just visible or noticeable when you have a group of 20 families doing CC together, like 20 different moms. And, you know, when I was in the corporate world working with women, very touchy. You have to be very careful. There's no talking about each other. You mind your own business because cat fight. Okay, we don't want any drama in the workplace, okay? So it's amazing that we can go for 6 years with 20 of us, and we're working with each other's children. And there's none of that. There's just love and grace and forgiveness. And Lord willing, may it always be that way. And so that is one thing I do like about CC that RC does not provide. And that is a community of friends who are, you know, close enough so that you can like go visit or meet at the park or, you know, watch my kids or something. Okay, outside of RC, which the forum is great, but I'm not on there and I don't see any of you. Okay, for real, I've talked forever this time. Thanks for watching. Stay in your game, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.